Let's take a look at how to go about setting up your sales process inside of DigiSyncro. I think that setting up your pipeline is one of the most crucial things that you can do when it comes to managing your prospects inside of your CRM to make sure that nobody ever slips through the cracks. And DigiSyncro is a really good tool for doing that. There's quite a few benefits to setting up a pipeline. Now, if you're not sure what a pipeline is, it's what you can see here on the screen right now. You can see that this one has different stages. And I'm going to show you how I got to set this up and what happens once somebody's in here. And a pipeline is really good for managing your leads. It allows you to measure the effectiveness of different campaigns or different salespeople and even different parts of your sales process. The thing I love most about what you can do inside of DigiSyncro with something like this is you can also add automation to each of the steps. So as you move people through each of the pipeline stages, you can have automation firing off, whether it's an email to the prospect, an SMS, it could be a task to somebody, it could be updating notes, it could be whatever you like. Okay, there's lots of automation. Now, we're not going to cover the automation today. What I'm going to do though is show you how to work out what you have in your sales process and then to put it into DigiSyncro. Now, if you've already got a sales process, it's a good idea to map out what the steps are and understand a little bit about how the CRM works so you're not creating steps that you don't need. So what I'll quickly do is show you this particular one here, this lead. You can see Bob Smith, this opportunity. I'm going to open it up. Now, inside of an opportunity, typically what you would do is you will create some information in here. Opportunity value allows you to measure the dollar value of all your opportunities. Who owns it? You can see this account only has one test person in there. The company name, the opportunity source would be in here. So maybe something like Google ad. Could be one of your sources. You can tag people, put notes in. So you can see that you can add custom fields, do whatever you like in here. Now I'm just going to click update so it updates the details there. You can also see that you can have an appointment attached to that, tasks and notes. Okay, so there's lots of things in here. The thing to note when building out your pipeline is that you don't need your pipeline to have stages that are no sale or sale, because this status that you can see here, if I make that a bit bigger, so that status you can see right now is open. You can choose lost, won or abandoned in here. Okay, so they're your opportunities, and it's better to choose those because this will give you a conversion rate to what opportunities are still waiting to be taken care of, which ones you've lost, and you can pick a reason, which ones you've won, and then any that you abandoned. So if they're not qualified or something like that. So in your pipeline, you do not need to have different stages. It's better to keep them in the stage they were at and make them lost if that's where you lost them, because then you can measure at what point you're losing your sales, or better still, winning your sales. So this is just a bit of an example. Let me zoom back out a bit. Crikey, there we go. Now, what I'm going to do is just show you how I created that pipeline. Now, before I do that, a way that I like to think about creating a pipeline is, before you jump into your CRM, is to map it out on a piece of paper or use something like this. This is Lucid Chart, which is a free tool up to a certain amount of usage, and it will be plenty if all you're doing is mapping out a few processes. If you want to go more heavy-handed with your processes, you'll have to pay, but the free version gives you more than enough to be able to map things out. Now you can see I've got a very simple process here that I've mapped out. New lead, quote, pending decision, long pending, and unable to contact. You could put different things in there. So maybe you would need your leads to, let's just move this out of the way. Maybe you would need your leads to have a site visit first. So we can do that and have a site visit here, for example, needs site visit. But whatever your steps are, you should map them out so you're not confusing yourself once you're inside of your CRM, because then you've got your mapped out process ready for you to start setting it up inside of the CRM. Now, inside of the CRM, it's nice and simple. On the menu on the left, as you scroll down, you'll be in your account, you'll see opportunities. You just simply click on opportunities, and then over here, you'll see pipelines at the top. And then on the right-hand side, you'll see create new pipeline. Now you can call your pipeline whatever you want. You can call it my sales process. You can call it whatever you want. I'm just going to call it my sales process. Now the reason why you can have multiple pipelines is people might do different things. So for example, let's say you're a cabinet maker, you might have a different process for a kitchen as you do for a laundry, right? So maybe it's first stage versus second stage fixings, right? So if you're a builder, maybe you might have new house build versus renovation pipeline. So you could have different pipelines. The reason why that's important is because it would allow you to send different things based on what stage they're in. So if I was inquiring about a kitchen, it's no good sending me photos of laundries that you've built. You'd want to send me pictures and testimonials of kitchens, right? So having a different pipeline. Now, you don't necessarily need a different pipeline for that. You could use tags, but we'll get onto that much later in another video. This is just showing you how to set up your pipeline so you've got a way of managing your prospects. All right, so the first stage we said was going to be new quote. So I'm going to put that in there. So all I do is put the stage name in, as you can see. So I've put the name of the pipeline, I put the name of the first stage. If I want to add more stages, then I just click add stage. And here I'm going to put in needs site visit. I'm then going to put pending decision, because maybe I've delivered the quote and now I'm waiting for them to make a decision. I'm then going to put a long pending in, which is something I would do, for example, if you had quotes that went out and people said, oh, get back to me after Christmas or something like that, or I need to wait until XYZ date because there's a board meeting. And that way you're not looking at that list as something that's likely to convert soon. I might have things like unable to contact, and might have a process for dealing with those once I move them there that sends SMSs, etc., or tasks for people to ring them or drop in, who knows, whatever you like, right? And then you can see here, visible in funnel chart, visible in pie chart. You can switch those on or off, entirely up to you. We're not going to talk about those today, but they will come up on your dashboard if you want it to, which I do recommend. So just keep them ticked on for now. You just click save, and now I will have a sales process called My Sales Process. Now, if I go back to opportunities, I can now select My Sales Process from that list. And I would recommend really just starting with one pipeline. Don't go too crazy. You might have a pipeline for once you've sold the product, and you'd have a delivery pipeline. That's entirely up to you. But as a sales pipeline, this is nice. You can see that all of those different stages I set up are sitting here. Now, how do you put somebody in here to track them? Let's just go into our contacts, and let's create a new contact whilst I'm here, just real quickly. And we're going to call this one Ben Jones. And his email address is benjones@benjones.com, and phone number 0414. I'm just making it up as I go. Oh, there we go. Contact type's a lead. You can choose a time zone. Let's do that. Let's go for Australia, Brisbane, we say they are. And then we're going to save that contact record. Let's say Ben Jones just rang in and said they wanted a quote and you needed to go out and do a site visit. What I can do is see down here, I can add opportunity. I can decide what pipeline. So I'm going to go to my sales process. I can decide what stage. So I'm going to put need site visit. I'm going to put it down as a $15,000 opportunity. I'm going to make sure it's assigned to somebody. And I can put the lead source, for example, Google Add. I can add tags, as I mentioned before. I can put notes in. These are actually custom fields in the opportunity that you can create. So there's lots of things you can do. More on that later. I'm not going to go into that today. But there we go. I've just created that opportunity. And now when we go back to our opportunities and we look at my sales process, you'll see Ben Jones is in here. Okay. And if we just zoom out, you'll see the whole pipeline is here. And I can just move Ben Jones anywhere through here anytime I've done what I needed to do, and that allows me to quickly at a glance see where all my leads are and also the value of that particular part of the process. Okay, so I can see if I need to hit my monthly sales target, for example, I can go through and have a look, or I could search it by salesperson and just see how each salesperson is going. Lots of things that you can do in here. We do another video on that at some other stage. This video was just really primarily to show you how to set up your sales pipeline so you can get started managing your prospects inside of the CRM.